Well. I got a big surprise on my latest video titled Why Living in Canada Sucks 5. You know, I didn't want to do this video, but I was getting more comments from these weird, oddball, antisocial Canadians. So I made this video. And I got a comment from my friend Captain Brannon, Mr. Rockabilityum. Yeah. I'm gonna get used to saying that name. And he told me that the Canadian video, which is Why Living in Canada Sucks 5, was amazing, and he said he's gonna check it out if he has time. So he probably saw parts of it. Got the first comment on the video, and it's from a Canadian, and he or she is named Lynn MacDonald. And Lynn MacDonald sent this comment, and this comments to the video, Why Living in Canada Sucks 5. And this is what he or she said. Living in Canada doesn't suck. What sucks is someone posting it and none replies. Who's laughing now? Yeah. Just another brain dead person in that country who is just like people in the US. Are brain dead and clueless, and they just like sugar-coated shit. And yeah, my channel's underrated, and and some of my videos are not getting a lot of views and not getting a lot of subscribers because, well, I'm viewed as like everybody else who have underrated channels as a joke. But if I was these brain dead, stuck in the box people, I guess my channel will have tons and tons of subscribers and people sending me tons and tons of comments, good and negative. Basically a lot of ass kissing and dick sucking. But on my Why Living in Canada Sucks video 5, I got a comment from one of my subs. And I went back and forth with this sub on the video. And his name is Salim Darker. Well, I'll spell it. It's SELIMDRAHCIR. It's basically Richard Miles spelled backwards. It's Richard Miles spelled backwards. And that's my name, Richard Miles. I guess this guy has the same name as me. But his name is spelled backwards. Okay. Salim says this. This is a good video, New Manchester. I hope you don't make another video about that piece of shit country of weirdos and backstabbers. You were friends with two girls who you went to school with in the 6th grade. One was named Amy and the other was named Christina. They were both from Canada. Tell me about them. I did go to school with these two girls, and here's my response. Well, when I was in the 6th grade at Sabine Junior High School in Liberty City, Texas, I met a girl named Amy Rebecca Parks. We became friends. She liked me and I liked her. We both liked to watch Ren and Stimpy on Nickelodeon. No problems out of her. When we both got into the 7th grade, she started to turn on me. Her friend, an ugly ass girl, told me she doesn't like me anymore. Amy started acting weird, started tricking me and setting me up. I met Christina in the 7th grade. I walked into science class and sat in a desk behind her. She was sitting in a desk in front of me. She looked at me with a smile on her face. After that, when I sat next to her on the bus, talked to her at lunch in the cafeteria, well actually I started talking to her and we started talking to each other after I met her in class. She didn't have the smile on her face. She had a mad look on her face. I did something stupid like stick a sexual note in her locker. I was a stupid punk kid. She got the note and got away from me when I tried to talk to her in PE. I felt bad for what I did. I wish I can apologize to Christina, but the teacher told me to sit as far away from her in science class. Both girls were from Canada and they were weird. Amy is a witch. Amy is a witch and Christina is weird. Amy's parents told the principal that she was better than me and I was a piece of crap. Amy's parents told her this. It was race. I was black and she was white. I take it back. Amy's parents are pieces of shit. They brainwashed her into thinking that way about me. Sad. Canada is a country full of assholes and weirdos. I will never go near that country. The United States, or the United Shit of America, is a messed up country. Both countries are garbage. Mexico is trash as well. I've been to Tijuana. Okay, and Celine sends his response to me after this. New Manchester, it sounds like Amy Parks was good to you in the sixth grade. When you got into the 7th grade, she turned on you. It was all because of what her mom and dad told her about herself and you over race. Christina sounds strange to me. Canada is a beautiful country. The people are good looking and cool, but they are antisocial, weird, stupid, ignorant assholes who think people in America are a bunch of hicks, hillbillies, old, fat, overweight people who speak dumbed down English and eat at McDonald's all the time. The people of Canada are weird oddballs who are antisocial people who like to put up an ice wall because they don't want to talk to you. Some of them like to put you down. People in the United States are like this as well. Canada and America have one of the worst social scenes and social cultures. There is no social or human connection with others. The environment is too socially disconnected, segregated, isolating, paranoid, and fake. It is hard to make normal friends in both of these countries. Some Canadians like to put someone down when someone tells the truth about their country. They will use age, looks, and how someone thinks. I agree with that. Okay. Here's what I said. My response to that. These people are mean-spirited. People in America who don't have a clue about Canada thinks all Canadians are warm, friendly, easygoing, polite people. They are not. One Canadian told me this. Lynn MacDonald, a Canadian who sent me a comment on my Why Living in Canada Sucks 5 video, told me this on the comment. Living in Canada doesn't suck. What sucks is someone posting it and no one replies. Who's laughing now? Okay. This is Salim's response to that. Lynn MacDonald is just saying that to be mean. In countries overseas, you don't have to worry about that. You can talk to people, make friends, get a girlfriend, and end up getting married. You will feel good about yourself overseas. Something you won't get in the United States and Canada. In both of these countries, you will waste your time and money seeing shrinks, being put down by people that make you see shrinks, be sad, be angry, and go crazy. Living in the United States and Canada isn't good for your health and mental health. You will be lonely and miserable in both of these nations. Don't let North American clowns like Lynn MacDonald get to you. Lynn MacDonald is hurting himself or herself, not hurting you at all. If I was a black Canadian living in Windsor, Ontario, I will do a reverse underground railroad and get the hell out of Canada. I like that a lot. Okay, here's my response to that. Amen to that, Salim. Fuck Canada. Fuck Canadians like Lynn MacDonald, and fuck all the toxic anti-positivity stuck in a box Americans in the States. If I'm overseas, I will be sitting next to a beautiful French girl. We will both be talking to each other. She will end up being my friend, my girlfriend, and then my wife. To Lynn MacDonald, I will be laughing as both the United States and Canada. To Lynn MacDonald, I'll be laughing as both the United States and Canada go down in flames because of how shitty they both are. And yeah, that was a very interesting back and forth conversation with one of my subs. You know, this conversation is spot on and it's amazing. Yeah, I thought Canada was going to be better than the United States. I thought the people were going to be better than the people in America. Boy, was I wrong. After getting a whip of them. Mean-spirited people, weirdos, freaks and nutcases. And going to school with two of these people who are from that country. I think I don't want to have anything to do with that country at all. I said it before. I crossed Canada off my list. I'm not going near that country. I'm going to other countries. And yeah, let's see. Here's a comment from one of these wacko Canadians. Okay, here's one. I live in Canada. We have more assholes per capita than the US does by a long mile. Yeah. Here's one. Fuck you guys. Here's one, and my friend Captain Brandon, Mr. Rockability, responded to him. His name is the CEA. Work in a grocery store. I am black. Canadians are just as, if not more racist than Southern Americans. And here's my response to my friend Captain Brannon, Mr. Rockability. I'm a Southerner from a certain southeast city of 2 million. People here are the same as all over. I've been through over 30 states, 2 Canadian provinces, plus Mexico City and Puerto Rico, our Commonwealth. It's all a consumer shithole, my friend. Also, North Americans in general are oddly prejudiced and concerned with outward appearance. I agree with that. I don't know why you're this is a message to my friend Brandon. I don't know why you're commenting to this guy. I mean, he's not gonna comment back. That's the MO. That's the MO from these Canadians here on YouTube. They will never comment back at all. And I'm guilty. I commented too, so I don't care. Like, I comment to one of them. I really don't care. I bet if you tell them, you're coming to beat up their parents, I mean, I bet they won't say a word. I bet they won't say anything. But YouTube, Mighty Mouse of America will step in and probably shut your YouTube channel down. Yeah. Okay. Here's a response from another wacko Canadian. This is from Corn Kersyko. This guy is weird. I think I ran into him. I think I ran into him before. This is his comment. Here it is. Shitty coffee towns based off the third biggest country that's owned by refugees and all of the world's bullshit, Great Britain, thrown at Canada. That doesn't make any sense. Here's my response. This is funny. Well, I still got a little reign of sense of humor left. Here's what I said. Looks like you've been hitting the crack pipe too many times. Here's another one from Aaron RB. Here's a comment from another Canuck. I like saying that word Canuck. Yeah. My friend Captain Brandon got me saying that. I kind of like that. Canada brainwashed people's minds that they are a great country, but it sucks. Hey, try saying that to Lynn MacDonald. He or she said that Canada doesn't suck, and in my video that I posted on my channel was a way that means it sucks. Me posting a new Canadian video sucks, and I didn't get a lot of views, and who's laughing now? Yeah, whatever. Here's a comment from my friend Salim Darcher. I am not going to Canada. Those stories from that country is crazy. Are crazy. Okay. Okay, here's a comment. This is a good one from my friend Captain Brandon, Mr. Rockability. New Manchester agreed on the Canadian oddballs, and it's the same strange-minded shit from them over and over again. I'm a obese, even though I'm almost a 33-inch waist-lined guy. I am a hick, even though I'm from a city of 2 million. I'm ignorant, even though I said nothing lacking general knowledge. Plus, I'm not Anglo-Saxon enough, despite my surname of Middleton. I'm half Irish, so I think that doesn't count. I'm probably fucking with the Celtic cross here. Anyway, I've been all over our whole continent twice now. North America blows as a whole. Fucking bad, crime-filled, overrated standard of living in all three countries, continent. And yeah, Aussies and Kiwis, when talked to alone, seem to be chilled and overly kind. Yeah, I talked to a Kiwi. Her name is Inga. I see her when I go see my doctor. She does all the healthcare bullshit paperwork from the healthcare here in the U.S. I wonder what she thinks about the healthcare in America. I gotta go ask her that. Because the healthcare in America because the healthcare we have in America is a shitty system. It's shit. Okay. Okay, you got more. Let's see if I can find more comments here in the comment section pool that's connected to all the videos up on my channel. Here's a decent comment. This is from a Canadian with a brain. I like him. His name is Shadow Assassin 88. And he says this: what's annoying about Canada is the people in general and keep thinking they're better than Americans and nicer, which I'll tell you right now, Canadians are not nice at all. Yeah, I found that out. So yeah. Okay, here's my response. Canadians are nicer than Americans. Canadians think Americans are stupid and they think they're smarter than them. Americans don't give a shit about Canada and Canadians. Here's what I think about Canadians and Americans. Shadow Assassin 88. In Canada, people are weird. They don't want to talk to you, get to know you, and they are not nice to people. They think all Americans are stupid, hick, redneck hillbillies who don't know anything. English-speaking Canadians and French-speaking Canadians hate each other. That is old dead trash from the British and the French from long ago in Europe. Let it go. That stuff is old as dirt. In the United States, Americans are arrogant, cocky, freedom-loving assholes. You can't talk to people, meet people, and make friends. People don't like to meet people. You can only talk to people unless it's business. Too much fear and paranoia. Everybody thinks people are out to get them. You will feel alone here. Canadians like you who say America is better than Canada, it is not. You hear about the USA on the CBC. You guys know what's going on in the States. I hear stories about Canada from people like you. It was some hair-raising stuff. I don't want to have anything to do with the United States, and I don't want to have anything to do with Canada. You can't talk to anybody in both of these nations. I got my mind set on going to the United Kingdom, France, Spain, Australia, and New Zealand. Brazil also. Leave Canada, don't go to America and go overseas. I am thinking about doing that. I am thinking about doing that. Talking to Canadians and Americans is like talking to a brick wall. No social or human connection with others. Everyone wants to be left alone in their own bubbles. Nobody in the United States and Canada don't know how to talk to each other anymore. Their communication skills are in the toilet. Both Americans and Canadians are not nice. And this is something Shadow Assassin 88 responds back to me. Unlike those other Canucks who are like him. New Manchester, Lalo, yeah, I see your points. New Zealand is also my vacation list, on perhaps my move list, if you know what I mean, Lalo. Also, Japan and Greece are also on my list. Heck, living in Japan would probably be like heaven, and probably expensive depending where you plan to stay, but as far as I know, Tokyo will probably be an expensive place to live, so I would probably live in New Zealand, then Japan, but I would visit Japan first, then go to New Zealand. Here's my response. That sounds like a good idea. So we both gave each other likes in that little talk we had. This is amazing. I mean, I can't believe this. I'm having a conversation with someone from Canada. I mean, I thought they all going to ignore me, but one just started talking to me. I mean, I wish everybody in Canada was like Shadow Assassin 88. But they're not. Yeah, Canada is a beautiful country, but but the people are not that great, sociable, Yeah, they fake politeness, they smile in your face, they force you to be polite, but it's not real. It's not authentic, It's not from the heart. It's just fake and plastic and not real. And Canada has similarities with the United States on this. I mean, if you go to countries like Australia or New Zealand or the United Kingdom, the smiles are real, and the politeness and kindness is real as well. I mean, it's real. It's from the heart. It's not fake. It's not a front. I remember. Well, I haven't said this. I remember I was on a bus in La Havre, France, going back to the cruise ship. After walking around in that town with my sister, And I was on this bus. I saw this. I saw this. Yeah, I saw this white girl, a white woman. I think she was a girl. I mean, looked at her face. I mean, she looked kind of British. I don't know if she was British or she was a Canadian of British ancestry. I don't know. She probably was Canadian. I don't know. She had this angry look on her face, like she was just mad. Like she was just so mad. Like she was just mad. She was just angry. Then we got off the bus. I mean, she walked away with someone talking to someone else. I wanted to say something to her. I was gonna say like, "Hey, what's wrong? Why you mad? I mean, you okay? You had a bad day. I mean, I wanted to say this to her, but I didn't want to say anything. I mean, she probably was from Canada. I don't know. She probably was. This is back when I was ignorant of Canada and don't know how. I had no clue the people were the way they are from Canadians responding on my "Why Living in Canada Sucks" videos, and from my friend Captain Brandon Whore Lover, which was his username which was his original username. Yeah. So yeah, I chose not to say anything to her really. And I heard from people that they said I heard from people I heard from other Canadians that they say that the women are monsters. So yeah. I just I gotta say this. I mean, those women in Canada, I mean, they shit. I guess they shit on men like women in America shit on men. I mean, don't they know that like men are the ones that pump up and make their crap look good and help them out through governmental services or some shit like that. I don't know. Yeah, like for instance, like okay, a computer, the computer that they have, the tablet that they have, the smartphone that they have was built and designed by a man. The car that they drive, built by a man. The roads that they drive their cars on, built by a man. The country that they live in, Canada, that country was built by men. I mean, their country, well, before it became a country, it was a colony of the British Empire. It was a huge collection of English and British colonies and some French colonies and a Scottish colony. I think, yeah. I think all the British colonies were all put together and formed and became the country that they live in right now through Confederation 1867. I mean, their country was basically built by a man. And this country is a very feminized, controlled country, and it's shocking. Like, I mean, same thing with the U.S. I mean, America, that country was built by men. I mean, the colonists were men. And these women in both of these countries, Canada and the United States, they just want to look at men like they're nothing. Ugh. Uh. I remember I watched a video from Doc G, and he made a video titled I think it was a video about men being sperm donors now, like men are not viewed as viewed as men who get together with a woman and to create life. Men are today are relegated as sperm donors, And Doc G said in this video that two lesbians two lesbians approached him and asked him, can he have his sperm? And he was flattered and said no. I look at that. That's kind of weird. I mean, if two lesbians come up to me and ask me to donate my sperm, I mean, I'll just look at them. I'll just look at them like they own drugs and walk off. Like, I mean, and yeah, and he said this like, I mean, he said it's like two women and two men can't create life. It takes one woman and one man to create life. And he's right about that, you know. I don't hate gay people, but you know, they gotta know one thing. I mean, they can't have babies. I mean, they can't create a family because you know. I mean, how can two people with a vagina and two people with a penis, two people with a penis who have a penis, both of them, two people with vajayjays, vaginas, and two people with penises? Like, I mean, how in the world are they going to create life? Like, I mean, with the two men, I mean, men can't get pregnant. Men have the ability to get women pregnant with their sperm. And how can two women get how can two women in a relationship, how can one of them get pregnant? They can't. I mean, they can adopt a child if they want, but you know, you know, again, like I don't hate, like, I don't got nothing against gay people, but you know, like what they're doing isn't working at all. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah. You know, going back to what Lynn MacDonald said to me, you know, it didn't bother me, and you know what he or she said to me didn't bother me at all. Like, you know, I mean, he or she just saying that because you know, I'm reading something in the Why Living in Canada Sucks 5 video because it's the truth and it's not sugar coated bullshit. I mean, if I talked about how great Canada is, I mean, I probably will be treated the same, or I'll probably be ignored. It is what it is, you know. But you know, I had to waste my time with weirdo Canadians and weirdo Americans. You know, I can just get off the sinking ship, which is the North American continent, and go overseas to Europe. Yeah, Europe isn't perfect, but you know, you know. Speaking of Europe, I remember, yeah, I remember I was on a cruise ship that was docked on Southampton, England, before it starts sailing off in the English Channel or the North Sea. Um, I was sitting in this restaurant in the on a cruise ship that's called the Windjammer. I think I said this in a previous video. While I was eating the food, a girl came up to me and she asked me something. I had food in my mouth and I couldn't swallow the food because I was just blown away by how good she looked. And when I had that look on my face, my eyes were popping out because of how good she looked. I mean, she was wearing an apron, you know, and she started laughing and giggling. And and that was something I felt with Amy, who I went to school with in the 6th grade. I mean, she did this when I first met her. Like, when this girl did this to me on a cruise ship, I mean, I feel like I was a kid again. I mean, it feel like something from back in the day, like a blast from the past. I mean, I thought all that was long gone here in the United States and Canada until I went overseas. Wow, I mean, what a contrast. Like, I mean, culture shock. you know, like I said, I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's got to be something in the water that people in Canada and the United States are drinking. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I mean, maybe it got something to do with why society in both of these countries are the way they are. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah. Yes. Before I end this video, I'm going to read. I'm going to talk about what my friend Captain Brandon, Mr. Rockability, said on my 10 things Europe does way better than America. I deleted the original comments. It was some good comments he put down for the video. I kind of deleted that video and the why women suck video, because on the why women suck video, it wasn't a very good video, so I went and redid it and reposted it back on my channel. I deleted the original video and made a better version and reposted it back on my channel. I think my friend Captain Brandon, Mr. Rockability, said this to me. Kind of remember what he said to me about said I was spot on about everything about Europe, and he said like one day North America and Europe. He said one day Canada and the United States and in North America are going to look like third world countries, and they're going to look as bad as Brazil. True, yeah, I agree. I mean, continue with these if America, I don't know about Canada, but if America continues with their policy, with their right wing conservative policies, America's gonna look even worse in the future. Okay. Yeah, here's here's the last. Oh, here's the newer comment from that video. 10 things Europe does way better than America. Here it is. Brandon, comparing Europe with the United States is like comparing a chocolate chip cookie with a stale piece of bread. It is like comparing a sexy French woman with a fat ugly overweight North American woman. Countries in Europe have their problems, but they are not as toxic and messed up like the United States and Canada. Igor the Russian is European, but he is a rotten Russian bastard who thinks every American is an idiot and he's smart. There is people in Europe who think all Americans are stupid. Americans are a mixed bag. You have stupid, then you have smart. I said this to a guy from Germany who subbed to me. Yeah, true. I said that. Also, I mean, there's some smart Canadians who have a brain. I mean, and they know that their country is not as good, is not as great. But yeah, with them, I mean, there's some you can talk to, there's some you can't talk to. But it feels like you can't talk to any one of these people. You know, I'm just gonna say this, like, about these Canadians, like, and Americans, like, everybody's so antisocial and cliquish, and everybody's in a box. Nobody doesn't want to talk to you. People just want to be left alone. I'm just gonna say this: what's the point of having a voice box? What's the point of having it if you can't talk to anybody? I mean, you try to talk to these people, you try to have a conversation with them, they just ignore you, ignore you, ignore you. You keep talking to them, keep talking to them, keep talking to them. It's viewed as stalking, and the police will, and they'll call the police and have you arrested. Then someone will come up to you and tell you that you need to see a therapist. And you go in and see all these therapists and be doped up on all these pills. I mean, this I mean, this way of thinking in both the United States and Canada doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense. Here's the truth. I mean, if you don't talk to anybody, if you don't associate with no one, you just in a you just isolated, be in isolation. I mean, that's not good for your health, and that's not good for your mental health. But here in America and Canada, they got it all backwards. I mean, it's like this. I mean, if you're down to earth and you're sociable, want to talk to someone, nobody doesn't want to talk to you. But if you go nuts and go on mass shootings, and if you have an obsession with someone, I mean, you get gunned down by the cops and killed, or you be arrested and thrown in jail for stalking, or your family will take you to see a therapist, or just an army of therapists. Like what happened to me. Well, I mean, I saw a lot of therapists. I mean, I didn't get shot and gunned down. I just don't get it, really. But in Europe, it's not a thing, and it doesn't exist. Yeah, I heard a lot of people who used to live in the United States and Canada, they're living overseas. I mean, some Americans are denouncing their citizenship, handing over their passports, and heading overseas and living overseas. I mean, there's some Americans who live in countries overseas. I mean, and they're not coming back to the United States. I mean, I heard about one guy here on YouTube. He said he left the United States in 2010 and never came back. So that's kudos to him. And it's the same in Canada as well. Like a lot of people who used to live in Canada who have a brain left Canada, and they're just as antisocial. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to have anything to do with you anyway. And a lot of these Canadians talk about, the winter will make you cold and make you develop cold personalities. But that's just bullshit. I mean, if you put them in Europe, they're gonna or any country overseas, they're gonna still be the same. They're not gonna change unless they take in the culture in the atmosphere of those countries overseas. Then they'll change and they'll be totally different. But they want to hang on to that Canadian bag of bullshit when they're overseas and they don't want to change. So yeah, so those people are fucked. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna give a big fuck you to Lynn MacDonald and every Canadian who think Canada isn't great and want to put me down. So fuck them. They can kiss my ass. They can lick my ass crack after I get done taking a shit. Okay. This is the new Manchester saying this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.